Hello everyone and welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot. It's a Monday, we're in mid-November-ish still, and I'm doing a check-in with Prince Harry now with the Wandering Star Tarot. He is pretty much the Wandering Star, but a fallen Wandering Star at this point. I want to know why Harry didn't show up in the UK a week or so ago, based on all that PR that we got a few months ago with Charlotte Griffiths and the rest of them, what Richard Eden identified as Project Thaw. It seemed to be Operation Bring Harry Home. And we were speculating, we were getting fed messages that Harry might show up for Pa's birthday in November. Harry might show up for the BBC Children in Need thing. He'd given that huge donation to them, or made a pledge of £1 million to Children in Need when he was in the UK in September. Instead of has been showing up, Prince William showed up with some recorded messages for people, and also showed up with a recorded message for famous son of famous Australian. You know who I mean, with the Dancing with the Stars thing. Can't remember, Irwin kid, can't remember his name now. No sign of the has-been. And also we were told that Harry would be doing some Remembrance Day related events in the UK, instead of which he showed up in Toronto, what seemed to be very last minute, even though we were told, oh no, it had been planned a year in advance. Don't think he fooled anyone. So what happened? I'm going to have a look at those three possible events that he could have shown up for. I mean, maybe he secretly visited Pa on his birthday. There was no messaging to Pa on Instagram or wherever, Archewell site, whatever it's called. Nothing like that. I want to know also if Meghan had anything to do with Harry being a no-show in the UK, and instead of which he was dragged along to the Dodgers game and the Kardashian birthday party and all the rest of it. And is this the end of Project Thaw, Operation Bring Has Been Home? Is that the end of that? Is it over? I want to know why, really. Why? Because it was relentless for about a year, maybe a little bit more than a year. It was all systems go. Everything pointed in the direction of Harry being back in the UK. For several months of each year, he would be showing up doing charity work, some light roiling, and then nothing. Absolutely nothing. Of course, this is tarot for fun and entertainment. It is all speculation, all my opinion. I just read energy here, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. What happened? Was Harry intending to show up for these events? And why didn't he? Was he stopped? Did people say, no thank you, we don't want you? What? Four of Cups, no thank you, we don't want you. Four of Cups is rejection. Absolutely, that's our underlying energy. It sits under this whole reading. All of these other cards on this table are underpinned by that energy of rejection. He offered something and it was turned down. Indifference, apathy, no, we know, no thanks. We pass on that offer. If you're going to lead the Remembrance Day parade on your prancing pony, no thanks, we don't want you there. And ditto BBC. BBC's had its fair share of scandals recently, and maybe having the has-been around was just one scandal too many. And ditto with Pa. Pa having a tough year. Who needs a has-been prancing around Clarence House again? With the backgrid photographer waiting on a street corner to capture it all. That's our underlying energy. So, situation we're reading on today. King of Pentacles, that's Harry. Reliable, visionary, generous. He gave that, well, he pledged that £1 million to BBC Children in Need. He does want to re-establish himself as a humanitarian, as the most popular royal that ever royaled, as a stable influence, a mature adult, someone that everyone can count on. That's what he would like. But we've already seen with that Four of Cups, nobody else seems to be supporting this program. So let's get to it. And let's ask about Pa and Pa's birthday, which was just last week, late last week. Harry's intentions to be celebrating with Pa, yes. Knight of Pentacles, absolutely. He was on his way. Knight of Pentacles, Knights are movement, action. He was definitely on his way over to see Pa, if he could possibly score another invite to a tea party on the 14th of November. So Harry's intentions for me as an energy reader, very clear. Wanted to be there, wanted to show up. Why did he not? Was he not allowed? Did Pa say stay away? Did Camilla say stay away? What happened? What happened? Maybe it was secret. Eight of Swords, and it's Eight of Swords in reverse. This is the frustration, anxiety, trapped energy, absolutely. It is in reverse, but I tend to read that reversal as just really stuck, really trapped. He might have lost his nerve because it is the card of fear. And he might have wanted to go. I see very strongly he did want to go, but he might have lost his nerve. He might not have been able to figure out how to do it without offending she who must be obeyed at home. And she who must be obeyed, we are going to ask about her later in this reading, but she might have slammed the doors shut on his attempt to escape. And we're back in hostage Harry territory in that case. If he made his rather pathetic bid for freedom, and then it was all shut down. It looks to me, with that Eight of Swords in reverse, that it was really shut down. He was too frightened to do whatever was required to get himself to the UK. Possibly he was almost prevented from going. Those are strong accusations energetically, so I have to say it's my opinion, and this is just an energy reading. So that's the Pa birthday thing. How about the BBC Children in Need program that we all assumed Harry would show up at, possibly even host at some level, and if not, he would phone in, he would phone a video in or something, show up for that. What were his intentions? And we got Six of Swords, that's the overseas card, moving on, exploring, transitioning to more peaceful times, really. That's what the Six of Swords is about, but it's overseas. So I think that possibly the plan was for him to phone something in from overseas, not actually show up. Why didn't it happen? As I say, we got Prince William instead. Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is a money card. Talent, skill, money. It's the little student of the tarot, the Page of Pentacles, someone learning, the apprentice in the Apprentice Tarot, which is we're not using. I was going to use the Apprentice Tarot, which is why I'm saying that. I'm kind of talking to myself there. I decided to use this other tarot instead, the Wandering Star Tarot. But the Page of Pentacles is about contracts, and this tells me, and I have to say this is my opinion and my speculation, that perhaps the money hasn't shown up yet in the BBC's bank account with that Page of Pentacles in reverse. Because for me, as an energy reader, the Page of Pentacles in reverse indicates a broken promise or a broken pledge or a broken contract. I don't think that the money has yet been paid. That's my personal speculation, and if it has been paid, then I'm terribly sorry. And I make a huge groveling apology. But this is the energy that's coming through these cards. So, what about the Remembrance Day related events of that. There were a few of them in the UK, and no sign of the has-been. Was he wanting to participate at some level? We know that he showed up a few days after the one, can't remember where it was. Was it in Birmingham? Can't remember. No, not Birmingham. Wherever. And left a wreath with a note that somehow managed to get into all the papers. The exact the note, word for word, handwritten note from Harry. Not exactly subtle. What were his intentions? What did he want? Got the Four of Swords. He knew that he was not welcome at those events. He knew that he would not be allowed to participate publicly in the UK. And that's why we had that scramble for to put together the trip to Toronto, so he could be seen with all his medals and wearing them incorrectly apparently, and most of them just participation medals, but still there he was. And Four of Swords tells me, stay away, you're not welcome, you are damaged goods, and you need to just hide and lay low and think about all the bad things you have done, because this is not the time and place to show your face in public. It won't go down well. So I am asking the question of why he was a no-show in the UK. I've already answered it with the Four of Swords, but what else do we have to tell us? I got the King of Swords. Somebody very high up, very high ranking, I would say very high ranking military, put his foot down. It could even have been the king himself, because the king can show up as the King of Swords when he's really in his king energy and he's not Pa. Pa might have said, you stay away. It's just quite fierce. So, Pa wasn't saying stay away from the birthday party, just by the way. Pa was saying stay away from these public events. So, Madame's role in all of this, has she run interference? Did she make it impossible for him to travel to the UK? What, if anything, was her role in this? Got the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is walking away from sadness. My sense of that Eight of Cups is a bit of an ultimatum. I wouldn't normally say that about the Eight of Cups, but it's like, if you leave me now, and I'm not going to sing a Chicago song, if you go, don't come back. That's the vibe that I'm getting from that Eight of Cups. If you leave me behind and our children, don't come back. You won't be able to come back. That Eight of Cups feels very similar energetically to this Eight of Swords. It's like the yin and the yang, actually, not similar energetically, but they feel like they complement each other. They belong together. That he was in this fearful energy, Eight of Swords. I don't know how to get out of this mess because of this ultimatum energy in the Eight of Cups. Of course, all just energy, and of course, all just my opinion and my speculation. So, is this the end of Project Thaw? Operation Bring Has Been Home. Is that now done? Is it finished? Is it no more? Is he banished forever from the royals? What's the story? I got Judgment. Not yet. Not yet, because the Judgment card, as you can see, is about awakening, assessment, acceptance. It's about second chances as well. It's about forgiveness. It's about awareness of what has been done. It's like a wake-up call. And I think that this has been a big wake-up call for Harry, of where he really is and what has really happened and how difficult it is going to be for him to re-establish himself in the UK, both in terms of his family and in terms of public acceptance. He realizes that he's got a lot of groveling to do before there's that forgiveness, that acceptance, that okay, we'll allow you another chance. And I don't mean another chance as a working royal, because that's done, that's finished, but we'll allow you back without pelting you with rotten fruit and stuff like that. He's got a long way to go. And it's not just a question of paying off journalists in the UK to print puff pieces that that Maine's woman has written, the PR lady, allegedly. It's not that. You can't just buy your way back and bribe your way back and blag your way back, abusing the press. That's not how it's going to work. It's much more serious, and there's a lot of work that has to be done. This is a very, very, very big card. I'm just checking. I do think it is the only major arcana in this reading. It is the only major arcana in this reading. It's very clear what the situation is. It's clear even to him at this point, I think. I think he thought it would be easy. I want to see Pa. I'll just jump on a plane. I want to host the BBC thing, or I want to show up on a video call. Easy peasy. BBC says, no. And where's the money? Show us the money. We might have to pay Donald Trump $5 billion. And as for the Remembrance Day thing, you're just not welcome. However many medals you can stick on your chest, we don't want you. And I think even Pa, or very high placed military people said, and government said, stay the hell away. Tough times if you're a has-been in Montecito. That's the reading. Thanks for watching, and see you again tomorrow.